You know, one of the more disappointing stats of the season has been the total number of sacks that Sam Howell has taken. Now, quite obviously, we hope that this problem fixes itself before anything happens to Sam where he gets hurt. With that in mind, I just want to dive right into the film. I think on this first sack right here, Sam just trusts his feet more than he trusts, the play from actually turning into something. If you look, here's what he's seeing at the top of his drop back right here. And while I believe that he's looking at this man right here to try to hit him with a deep pass heading towards the end zone, Terry McLaurin's coming across the middle right here and is absolutely wide open by any NFL standards. Now, at the same time, Sam steps up into the pocket. The other Sam, Cosme that is, loses his man. And yeah, it just all comes together there, and there is sack one. From the top of his drop back, and as you see, Terry McLaurin's right there wide open to hit him across the middle, and Sam is still looking down the field for something further down. And as soon as he decides to step up in the pocket, lo and behold, Cosme loses control of his guy. Not sure why Sam didn't let go of the ball right there when he had the opportunity. He should have hit Terry coming across the middle. There's no way that he missed him right there in the bottom of his eye. There's no way he missed him, period. Now in this play right here, Sam just loses focus on where he should be looking to throw the ball, and he gives in to his instincts, which tell him to run. Kind of a fight or flight kind of thing, and I think he's working on it, and he's getting a little bit better, but it still catches him. If you watch the play through, you'll see he has a second or two, and then he just jumps up in the pocket and he takes a hit. Doesn't even look like he really sees the guy coming from around that edge. But if you see him right here at the top of his drop back, he's looking over there to the side, which at this point right here, really nobody's open until this spot right here. And then this man right here is clear as day open. Then Sam turns and looks over here to the left, and he sees another player over here open that he could have hit with a nice little quick hitter there as well. But all this time, this man right over here is about to make one cut and be wide open where he could have hit him right there. But instead, Sam follows his instincts and tries to run out of the pocket. As you see, virtually at the same exact time as he starts to make his little run out of the pocket, that man up there is wide the frig open. Ironically, the guy that ends up getting the sack on the play was a player that Cornelius Lucas already had blocked and was out of the play, but when Sam hopped forward in the pocket, he was able to make the play. I'm convinced that this one right here is just a plain old coverage sack. Sam comes up, he can't find anything, he ends up taking the hit. If you watch him at the top of his drop back right here, you look at what he sees, and you see that Gibson's coming out of the backfield, so he does have an outlet pass there. Other than that, the only other possible target I see is right here, and I can't quite make out what number he has there. But the route he's running, he pulls up, stops right here for a half second, and then goes that direction. In the next couple seconds, the pocket collapses, Sam tries to run out and gets sacked. The bad part about it is the moment he starts to shuffle his feet and move out of the pocket, somebody comes open, boom, right there. There's your man right there, wide open. But as you see from the other direction, it's also the exact moment that Sam gets spooked. So really, I'm not even sure if he sees the man come open or not, because he gets spooked right there and he takes off out of the pocket and gets sacked. I'm not really sure why they're calling plays that don't give Howell, a quick outlet in case the line can't hold up or in case nothing's going on. This right here is what he's looking at on the top of this drop back. And there's absolutely nobody looking at him ready for a pass. No one. The one guy that looks like he's turning towards the inside of the field hesitates for a couple seconds just so he can cut back and go the other direction towards the other sideline. But as you can see, Sadiq Charles loses control of his man, and as Sam steps up to try to step away from that pressure, Charles's man goes around the other side of him, and Sam starts to see that pressure as well and misses Logan Thomas right here open in the middle of the field. Nothing else going on down the field, mind you. And as you can see from this angle, Charles just gets beat on the stunt right here. His man gets pressure. Sam starts to move around in the pocket, turns, goes that direction, and doesn't even realize that Charles's man is freed up, standing right there about to sack his ass. Boom. But as you can see from this angle right here, Sam actually has a second right there to throw it to Logan Thomas and chooses not to, but instead chooses to try to dart back to the outside, completely misses 17 right as 17 clobbers him. That could have been really ugly right there. Thankfully, it was not. See, this is what I'm talking about right here, about Sam taking unnecessary hits and them adding up. I mean, this is going to compound over a 18-game season if he makes it that long. And I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm saying that because this guy's on pace to break the NFL record for sacks in the season. Okay, last sack. Top of his drop back. Once again, nobody's open. The one man that looks like he might come open goes and stops right here, takes another step back towards the sideline. Plays like this just give you that feeling in the bottom of your gut like what could have been. Because Curtis Samuel comes off the line with intent. Watch him beat his guy and make a move. And folks, he could have been off to the races had the pass been there. But at the same time, Gates is up here getting worked by Calais Campbell and can't do nothing holding his man from getting in there and causing havoc. And yeah, this play right here just dies on the vine, man. What could have been right here just turns into nothing. From that other angle, it really did appear like Curtis Samuel really had a nice step on his man. You know, thankfully, we caught Calais Campbell in year 16 with Andrew Wiley over there at right tackle, because I'm going to tell you, he almost made this a very long afternoon for all of us. I'm going to let you know that. He put a lot of hits on Sam Howell, and he damn near got in here on this one right here and was able to get a sack. And Campbell just looks like a duck on the pond with that cross chop swim move. I mean, he's just perfected that thing over the years. Also, on the other end of this play right here, De'Ami Brown gets held because he almost one-hands that right there, and that could have been damn near a touchdown. Damn near one-handed it. But as soon as you see him come into the play right there, Terrell's already holding him. I think the worst thing that you could possibly see when you see two linemen from one side of your line pull to the other side on a running play is the defender coming from that side of the line, turning around and making the tackle on the backside. I mean, that just looks completely ridiculous right there. Not blocked at all. He comes from the same side the two guys are pulling from and takes the running back down from behind. This is quite obviously a breakdown in protection right here. Well, I mean, what the hell? Now, this here was just a broken play. You know, they were going to get him for offsides. Sam is able to roll out and turn this into a really nice gain to Terry McLaurin coming across. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I am in love with this screen game. They need to use it as much as they can. Hell, abuse it if they can. Now, you know, I ran across this play, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but since it's already sitting here, I'm going to talk about this. This is the play right here that Jahan Dotson should have put his hands on and possibly taken this to the house. I mean, we saw him last year make catches on plays like this, make a couple moves, maybe a spin or two, and he's in the end zone. And that one went right through his hands. And I noticed it led to a discussion online, especially on Twitter, about what has he done this year? What is going on with Jahan Dotson? And I saw people throwing up that he had like 31 targets and 17 catches. And of course, a play like this happens and everybody immediately says, oh, what's going on with Jahan? You know, he dropped the pass. I went through and looked at every target that he's had this year, and a whole lot of those targets have ended with the ball being batted, Sam being sacked, the ball just flying out, you know, interceptions a couple times. Context counts. I believe what's going on with Jahan Dotson is Sam Howell is being told to spread the ball around. Now, yeah, I have seen the ball go through his hands a couple of times this season, but I'm not all that worried. It's a lot of mouths to feed. Now, it did bother me to see that he only got one target this past game, but with all of those mouths to feed, he's going to have to make the most out of those targets when he gets them. And as you see, the target that he got went right through his hands and possibly would have been a touchdown. And me being the huge Brian Robinson fan that I am, I had to make light of this play right here where he just came to the goal line and runs a man clean over. I absolutely love running backs that seek out contact. And he not only seeks out contact, but he finds it and he's like, bow, and just runs right over dude. That's old school smash mouth football, and that's what I love. Now, all in all, I think the line improved against Atlanta. The Falcons were able to create some pressure, but when you put a little bit of context with those 5 sacks, it's not all on the offensive line, although at least 2 of them were. Now, what we need to see is improvement like this each and every week. You know, Sam Howell is going to take some lumps. Sam Howell is going to have his growing pains. It's going to happen. With a young quarterback, you just have to pull the straps back and get ready for it. It's going to happen. While he's learning, he's going to make mistakes. Just go look at what, you know, who they're calling the great quarterbacks in the league right now. Those young guys, all of them, they make mistakes. Even the good ones that they're calling the best in the league, they make mistakes and they make them on the biggest stage. It's all about growing and getting better each week. And, in Sam's case, he never makes the same mistake twice. The coaching staff always talks about how he autocorrects. Now, if maybe the other issues could autocorrect, we'd be really working with something here. One last thing to note, Charles Leno didn't play in this game. The team announced before the game that he had actually lost his child, or that he and his wife had lost their child. My thoughts are definitely with them on that. Cornelius Lucas looked really good in reserve. And that's always been the thing with Lucas. He does the job on the left side, but when you put him on the right side, there's just issues. I've had conversations with a whole lot of people about maybe Leno playing on the right side. He hasn't done it for several years, and the idea is maybe he's not that good at it. And I know the mindset a lot of people keep is, oh, well, if he's a left tackle, he should be able to move over to right. It's easier. That's not always the case. Switching sides doesn't always work out. Not everybody's Joe Jacoby. Not everybody can seamlessly move from one side to the other and be able to, still do it. But having Lucas play that good in that game has got to raise some eyebrows, hopefully, anyway, about, the ineptitude that Wiley brings to the field most games. The main thing that bothers me is that Andrew Wiley could be one hell of a freaking guard. He's just not a good tackle. Now, seeing how well Lucas did this past weekend, I think maybe everything should be on the table going forward. Leno's a great guy, but if, there's somebody else that could come in and play better than him at left tackle, then I don't even know what we're doing here. I feel like some of the stats that I've seen for Charles Leno in the last couple of weeks coming from PFF feel like they're propped up a bit. I've seen the film myself, and it's not that great. And I think the PFF system is a bit flawed. Quick story, I actually went through, I guess it was maybe 2 days of training in their little program that they have, in which they have you sit down and watch game film for like 5 or 6 hours straight. I swear to you, it was the oddest thing I'd ever done in my life. And if you guys hear the system that they use to determine pressures and sacks and everything else that they do, you might question it too. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. I digress. At any rate, don't forget to check out my new Discord I created. The link's down in the description box. Y'all take it easy. Peace.